Nadine here, and today I'm going to be making a mixed media Christmas card. And what I'm going to be doing for the most part is making these flowers, poinsettia flowers. And I'll show you how I will be doing that. I'm going to be using the Delicata in Ruby Red. I'm going to be using fireworks in 3 different colors. I have some desert sand, cottage ivy, and also some bamboo leaves. So put that aside. I'm going to on point glue. This is Neon Amplify in white I'll be using. Some Versamagic in Jumbo Java. And some Ink Potion number 9. So let's get started and I will show you, and I will also be using some Tarot tape. Totally forgot about that, it was over there on the side. Okay, so the poinsettia flowers that I'm going to be using, the stamp is from Heartfelt Creations. You can probably use any kind of a stamp that you have, but this just happens to be the one that I will use. You can do the same idea in any kind of a flower that you have a matching die set that goes with it. So taking the Delicata in the Ruby Red, just ink up my stamp. And then because this is a big stamp, I'm going to put my paper down onto it. There we go. Now, once you have it, it's stamped while it's still wet. I went ahead and I took some of the Ink Potion number 9 and I put it inside of a water brush. So you just unscrew it and just pour some of it in there. And then I am going to squeeze some of it out onto my craft mat over here. And then going onto the outside of the flowers, bringing in the color into the inside of it, so kind of watercoloring. And since I'm going to die cut these out, I don't really care if I go out of the lines too much. Also leaving a little bit of white. I don't want to make them completely solid. Okay, once you have them all colored in, I'm only using the 6 biggest flowers for mine. Once you have them all colored in, then you're going to die cut them out. Now that they're all cut out, whoops, let's see, I am going to quickly shape them into flowers. Flowers basically. Just using some stylus tools. Just going to go around in the middle and go down the petals of each one. Go down each petal just like this. So I get a little bit of curve to them. Like that. And I'm going to repeat that process on each one. This is just a foam pad and a stylus. And I just took some of my Neon Amplify in white. And you can apply this probably with a paintbrush or different ways, but I am just going to use my finger because I don't care if I get messy. So just putting a little bit on a piece of paper, just going to pick some up with my finger, and I'm just going to apply it to the front tip edges of each petal. And then just taking the heat tool, I am going to do it right onto the Amplify, and the Amplify will puff up. There you go. Let's see how that puffed up on the ends. Now I'm going to repeat that process, exact same thing what I did on this one, on every flower. Now, starting with the biggest layer, I'm going to take some on point glue, put some right in the middle, taking the next layer and doing it off center from the previous layer. Stick them together. the next layer and just keep going to the next smallest one. And then in the center, I'm going to put a little bit more. And then just taking some gold beads. And just pour them right into the middle. Push it down a little. And dump out the extra beads. And there you go. You have a poinsettia. So now, I'm going to show you how I will use this on a card. I'm going to take some leaves that I have, and I didn't have any green leaves, so I'm going to use some fireworks in the cottage ivy. Make sure that mica powder is mixed in there well. And just going to spray these. And mix in a little bit of the bamboo leaves too. There we go. You can see how shimmery pretty those leaves are now with the fireworks. Now using a little piece of, I guess, cheesecloth is what this is called. So using cottage ivy first. Using a little bit of the bamboo leaves. And then I'm also going to use some desert sand. And then I'm going to use my heat tool and dry this as well. Okay, once it is dry, you will end up with something like this and green fingers like mine. Now I cut some pieces to go onto my card base. This one I just distressed the edges with the distressing tool, and I'm going to use the Versamark in Jumbo Java. I'm just going to ink up the edges of this. I'm using my tear it tape. Now just taking a little bit more of the Amplify, I'm going to go with the gauze of some areas on the outside edges of my leaves. And then taking some red beads, I'm just going to drop a few into the white. And then go ahead and heat that up. Visit imaginecrafts.com for even more inspiration.